Hi, this is Cognitive Science for Artificial Intelligence, a short series of talks about all the things that are about intelligence that are not usually taught in artificial intelligence curriculum. So it'll be a very, very brief intro into cognitive science for artificial intelligence. I usually think of cognitive science as all the things in cognitive science are the study of intelligence, what it is, how it appears, how it occurs in nature, how is it constructed in nature, how to think about it, also how to make it, how to try and mimic it. So the main areas in no particular order of cognitive science are psychology, how people behave. Linguistics is the study of language, a big part of what it means to be intelligent. Anthropology and sociology, how people interact in groups. Neuroscience, the study of the brain and the biology of nerves. Artificial intelligence, that's the building of things that are like intelligence. And philosophy, which is not exactly a science, but has scientific aspects to it. It's constructing knowledge and how to understand and talk about knowledge. We'll split all these humongous groups into kind of three even broader categories. The first biology, then psychology, then philosophy. So we'll spend most of the time talking about psychology in separate videos. They all kind of overlap to some extent, but these are the main big easy ways to split them up. This will be, like I said, going to be brief, which means it will be very superficial. And I'll just give you the basic ideas at the beginning. There's millions of things that should be in here, but are not because I have time constraints. So it's just a start. When I say start, just a kind of sample of ideas that'll be good to look into further. So first of all, just as an introduction, what is intelligence? I'm not going to answer that, but just throw out some things that are good to think about what intelligence might be. So for a general idea of what intelligence is, adaptability, adapting to different changes in the world. How do you change yourself, either behavior or whatever, to that thing in the world? Is that intelligence? Is memorizing or learning what is out there, is that intelligence? Is language, expressing one's environment to another individual, is that intelligence? Logical thinking, math, which I kind of lump them together, math and science in there, is that intelligence? You think, of course, that's intelligence. There's some ways where you can make it very rote and automatic. Maybe not as intelligent as you thought. Understanding the motivations, intentions of other people, of other things. Consciousness, being awake, being aware of oneself and the outside things. Some of these terms are kind of vague. Here's kind of the most vague one, which is sentience, which it kind of defies description. It mostly means about feeling or having inner feelings. Is that a sign of intelligence? So all these things we'll want to think about how to make more specific. Then there's very specific things. Here's just a handful of what things might be considered intelligent. Playing chess. Figure out, what is that other person going to do? What should I do that will make it good? If they do something, then I'll make a move, and thinking levels ahead. How about remembering the order of, take a deck of cards, shuffle them, look through them in sequence once, put them down, and then repeat what the order is. Is that intelligence? How about recognizing a grade school friend after 40 years? There's that pure pattern recognition part of it, but there's been changes. Solving an integral, that's kind of a math thing. Again, is that automatic, or is it a general skill? What's intelligent about that? And here, something very you'd think, oh, well, there's no intelligence involved in this. Pulling a shirt is almost an unsolved problem at this moment. What does it take to be able to fold a shirt? And can you use intelligence to help you do that? So this series will go into more detail about those big groups. So there's biology, the neurons, and the brain anatomy, physiology. The senses are a specific part of that neurology, and specifically vision and hearing. We'll do a lot more with psychology, memory and learning, specifically vision and language. Those have big subsets that are interesting, and reasoning and problem solving. And then philosophy, there's the big, age-old question of free will versus determinism. Can you actually do something to change things? Um, that's interesting. But also similarly old school philosophy of what knowledge actually is. What is there to be intelligent about? And whether it's the group the fields of rationalism and empiricism, what those are. And then I'll go into more detail with philosophy of language and philosophy of science, which are both touch on a lot of things in artificial intelligence. And then there'll be a talk about some final remarks, just the closing topics. And that's it for an introduction, and then we'll start on the actual content in a bit.